Welcome. My name's Ashley Stephenson. I'm the CEO of Corero Network Security. I'm going to talk to you today about how the cloud can help secure the internet. As recent events have confirmed once again, no single company, organization, or even government is up to the task of single-handedly securing the internet. The never-ending cat-and-mouse game of exploits chasing vulnerabilities continues. Claims of security on the internet are patently false, has been recently demonstrated by the Heartbleed breach. So we all know a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and the unintended backdoor information that is Heartbleed has been leaking secure secrets from web server memory for who knows how long, since it was introduced potentially several years ago. And the US cert following this vulnerability is now public. Ironically, with this information being made public, it's likely that the risk from Heartbleed has actually temporarily increased as hackers around the world are now informed about this potential way to exploit OpenSSL-based servers. As we look forward, the majority of cybersecurity problems don't go away when they are actually discovered. In fact, some of them persist for years. It can be quite challenging for an enterprise or a commercial or even government entity to find all of the available resources that could be exploited and protect them against raw internet traffic, which carries good traffic, of course, to our servers and services, as well as suspicious and malicious traffic from anywhere in the world. Another equally dramatic trend is the escalating malicious use of standard internet services. And here I'm talking about things like the recently publicized NTP amplification attacks. In these kind of attacks, legitimate internet infrastructure that's critical to the fabric of operation of the internet as a global service are co-opted by malicious users, and innocent users, third parties, are attacked using these well understood, well distributed and often widely deployed internet services. It's something that is expected to continue, and here in this US cert we see several other examples of protocols which have either already been exploited or potentially could be exploited for these third-party reflection or amplification attacks. These are not compromised servers as in bots, but these are unwitting drones, as it were, to the attacks, often being used to launch volumetric attacks at a moment's notice from anywhere in the world from legitimately hosted implementations of these critical internet services. What can the service provider industry do to combat these challenges and alarming trends? Well, we believe we need to flip the economic equation away from customers paying for raw internet bandwidth, including good and bad traffic, and give them an option where they can pay for secured internet access, where on their behalf the service provider has removed many of these patently malicious threats from the traffic they deliver. If we look at the internet today, many enterprises connect to a raw internet feed. It's not secured in any measurable way by the service providers that they use. And Heartbleed exploits, NTP amplification attacks, as a result of Net-Neutrality, are carried freely across the internet at large and through their primary service provider's network and delivered right to their door, where they can have unknown impacts on their network, perhaps breaching the confidentiality of information in a server or overloading a piece of infrastructure, creating a denial of service situation. So the cloud service provider, or the people who make up the internet and host many of these services, are in a unique position in that they could potentially offer protection against these known exploits, as it were. Many of these exploits can be identified in the cloud during the time at which the traffic is being transported to the paying customer who's paying to receive, as it were today, these raw internet feeds. In the absence of a secured internet access as a service, enterprises today are protecting themselves by deploying on-premises solutions to inspect, detect exploits, and protect their networks against the threats. An example would be the Corero first line of defense product that we've been selling for many years, protecting customer resources. What we believe as we go forward is important is something we've introduced in our new product line, the Smart Wall Threat Defense System. We believe that the service provider, a cloud service provider, can play a key role in securing the internet. In fact, they can install this same technology in their clouds to block many of these threats that we've just been discussing at the source before they reach the enterprise. In this scenario, the enterprise then purchases secure internet as a service rather than raw internet and gets the benefit of having these malicious traffic patterns removed from their internet access before it's delivered to the network that's carrying their important services or operating their important servers. So as we think forward to how this might roll out, flipping this economic equation, so rather than having the service provider deliver raw internet traffic, which as we know is relative commodity these days, if the service provider has the opportunity to deliver secure internet as a service, enterprises appear to be willing to pay. It allows them then to connect with confidence, knowing that many of these volumetric DDoS attacks or compromising Heartbleed-like cyber threats will not be present in the feeds that they connect to their important network connected services. So enabling secure internet as service is something that's a very important task, we believe, going forward, and answers in many ways, we think, this question of can the cloud help secure the internet? Not alone, not as an individual, not as a single product, but by a collective activity of the security industry vendors, the service providers, and the teams of our customers. We do believe we can squash or eliminate many of these threats at the source before they get a chance to reach their destination and cause some of the confusion, havoc, and even compromises that we've seen reported recently in the media. Thank you very much, and I hope this has been helpful in helping you understand how Corero and our voice line of defense products, particularly the new Smart Wall Threat Defense System, can help make the internet a more secure place to do business.